Happiness. Happiness is an emotional state of feeling of joy, feeling of satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. Happiness has its own ways of how people think about it. They might be talking about how they feel at this present moment, or they might be referring to those general sense of how they have been feeling in their life till date. Happiness tends to be more broadly defined, and today we generally put happiness as subjective well-being. So when we talk about subjective well-being, there are two key important aspects of it. One is the balance of emotions. Everyone experiences both positive and negative emotions, feelings and moods. Happiness is generally linked to experiencing of more positive feeling than the negative. Second is life satisfaction. This relates to how satisfied you feel with the different areas of your life, including your work, your achievements, relationship, and anything else what you consider as very important. Now, trying to assess and trying to measure the happiness, we generally put this under some bracket. Something like feeling you are having with your life right now, feeling of the conditions of your life, feeling that you have accomplished and what you want in your life, feeling satisfied, and feeling positive over that of your negative. Happy people still feel sometimes and undergo a lot of anger issues, frustrations, boredom, loneliness, and sadness from time to time. But even when they are faced with such discomfort, they have an underlying sense of optimism that kicks it out of these negative emotions and let them pursue their positive goals. So when we are discussing about happiness, we need to understand that this is not a new term. Greek philosopher Aristotle had a clear distinction about two types of happiness. One is eudaimonia. Hedonic happiness is derived from pleasure. It's most often associated with doing what we actually feel good, fulfilling our desires, experiencing enjoyment, and feeling the sense of satisfaction. Along with that, he also termed eudaimonic. So this is basically derived from seeking virtue and meaning. Important components of eudaimonic well-being includes feeling that you have a meaning in your life, you value, and your purpose is also served. It is associated with more of fulfilling responsibilities, investing in long-term goals, concern for the welfare of other people, and living up to the personal ideas. Hedonic and eudaimonic are commonly today in psychology is called as pleasure and meaning. There are many researches on this which says that people who are actually happy tend to rank pretty good in eudaimonic satisfaction of their life than the average hedonic life satisfaction. All of this can play an important role in the overall experience of happiness, although the relative value of each can be subjective. So that is the reason why we need to understand that sometimes being more volunteering, being more gratitude or having a gratitude towards others can actually make us more happier than watching our favorite TV shows or probably even cricket. So there are some categories of happiness which we need to consider. What exactly we mean by joy is nothing but being more relatively happy for a brief moment of time, which is basically felt from moment to moment. Excitement, a happy feeling that involves looking forward to something with a positive anticipation. Gratitude, a positive emotion that involves being thankful and appreciative. Pride, a feeling of satisfaction in something that you have accomplished. Optimism, way of looking at life with a positive, upbeat outlook. Contentment, a type of happiness that involves sense of satisfaction. Now, the very important thing is how do we cultivate this eudaimonic satisfaction or eudaimonic happiness in our life. So for that, the first thing which you need to do is pursue intrinsic goals. Achieving goals that are very intrinsic and that are motivated intrinsically are easier. So probably you should focus on the growth of the community. That also helps in boosting the happiness. and that also leads to you to be more happy over a period of time. Enjoying the movement. Studies have found that people tend to over earn. Basically they're not focused on what exactly they need. They just focus on accumulating things and forget what exactly they want to do with that accumulation. So rather than following the trap of mindlessly accumulating wealth, probably taking a time off and enjoying the wealth will also keep you more happy. Reframing your negative thoughts. Reframing the negative thoughts and perception isn't about just ignoring the bad. It also means trying to take a more balanced, realistic look at events. It allows you to notice the patterns in your thinking and then challenge these negative thoughts. So, what exactly are the impacts of happiness? So, happiness gives a positive boost and increases life satisfaction. Happiness builds stronger coping skills from emotional disabilities. Happiness helps people build strong coping skills and emotional resources. Positive emotions are linked to better health and longevity. Positive feelings increases resilience, which helps you bounce back from the setbacks. People state to have a good positive well-being when they are more engaging in positive health approaches and behavior, such as eating fruits, vegetables, and engaging in physical activity. Being happy may help you get less sick, and also it has increased people's immunity. It's not that everything in happiness is good. Sometimes there are challenges which is there in happiness and we need to focus on them. One such is valuing the wrong things. Money may not always buy happiness, but there are researchers which says that spending money on things like experiences of happiness makes you more happy. A study found out that spending more money on the things that buy time, such as spending more money on time-saving services, increases happiness and life satisfaction. Rather than overvaluing things such as money, status, and material possession, pursuing goals that results in more free time and enjoyable experiences may have a higher happiness rewards. 2. Not seeking social support. Social support may have a good impact on our life. Researchers have found that friends play an important role in subjective well-being. It's also important to remember that when it comes to social support, quality is more important than quantity. Third is thinking of happiness as an endpoint. Happiness isn't the goal that you can simply reach and be done with. It's a constant pursuit that requires continual nurturing. It is seen that happiness becomes a lofty goal unattained. It has found that people who tend to value happiness most also tend to feel more or least satisfied in their life. Valuing happiness could be self-defeating because more people value happiness, the more likely they will feel disappointed. It is also important to consider how personally we define happiness. Happiness is a broad term that means different things to different people. Rather, looking at happiness as an endpoint, it can be more helpful in thinking about what happiness really means to us and how to work for them in achieving those happiness or attaining those levels of happiness. This can make achieving goals and it can lead to less overwhelming disappointments in our life. But over a period of time, how exactly can we involve in being more happy? First thing is, as always, it's about exercise. Exercise is good for both your body and your mind. Exercise is also has a direct correlation with your physical and mental well-being. Showing gratitude. Gratitude or keeping a gratitude list is basically easy and it boosts your mood. Set aside a few minutes of your day and try to write down or think about things that you are actually grateful to you in your life. Find a sense of purpose. Researchers have found that people who have purpose are better off when it gets more fulfilled. So explore your interest and passion. Engage in pro-social and altruistic causes. Work and make sure that new things you learn every day and that learning is nurtured well. So the sense of purpose is influenced by a variety of factors, but it is only something that you need to cultivate. It involves finding a goal and that you can deeply think about, you can engage, and you can be more productive about it. Positive actions will attain in having a positive goals. See you soon around. Be more happy. Thank you.